How's it going, everybody? It's your boy Yazzie TCG, and in today's Marvel Snap video, we're going to be reviewing and taking a look at the February Season Pass and Spotlight cards, which include Sam Wilson, Captain America, Joaquin Torres, Thaddeus Thunderbolt Ross, Red Wing, and Diamondback. Let's go. And the first card we're going to be looking at today is Sam Wilson, Captain America. He is the Season Pass card, and he's a very unique type of card because he's the first card in the game's history that at the start of the game adds a card to the board just automatically for free. Just you have him in your deck, he's there. That card being Captain Shield. Ongoing, this card can't be destroyed and gives your captains +2 power when it moves to one of their locations. Now, the game plan with this is because if you notice, I said Cap. That also means this works with Sam Wilson, Captain America, and the original Captain America. So the whole point of the game plan is on turn 2, play Sam Wilson, Captain America. Turn 3, move the shield to Sam Wilson's location while you're also playing original Captain America. And then for the rest of the game, swap them in between the locations to power up both of the captains. And now, surprisingly, all of those abilities are ongoing because we've seen a recent trend where cards just don't have ongoing or on reveal or anything. They'll just happen. So the fact that these are all three of these cards are on reveals allows you to play a sort of ongoing deck like you would have if you're starting the game with good old Spectrum. The deck that's been getting a lot of, at least a lot of traction with this one, the one that I've been seeing the most, is an ongoing lockdown sort of deck with cards like cards like Ebony Maw, War Machine, Professor X, Spectrum, all that stuff. You kind of just play the good ongoing cards, and then on turn 6, drop a Spectrum and hope that, you just kind of outpower your opponents. Do I think it's a good deck? I think it's fine. I think it's just another version of ongoing. I've always said ongoing could be a sleeper hit if you're not ready for it, because a lot of the ongoing cards have a lot of the annoying effects in the game, such as Goose, Armor, and Cosmo. Professor X, I mean, y'all remember when Professor X was like legitimately just like a floodgate? Like legitimately, he wasn't like, well, moving's the only way to get a card here. No, original Professor X was like, no, nobody's here anymore. I'm winning this column by myself. So yeah, one of the better things about this is that this ongoing sort of deck is really easy to make. A lot of the cards are Season 3 or Starter Pass cards. So, besides like War Machine and Madam Web that you'd use, because not only is she ongoing, but she also can move the Captain Shield an extra time. This is a pretty easy deck. I can see a lot of people maybe climbing a lot higher this season using this deck. And as obvious, not every deck is perfect. This deck really kind of almost doesn't work if you don't see Captain America, Sam Wilson kind of early. But it's a thing where I don't want to give it that negative, because that's a thing with like every Marvel Snap deck. Like, there's no Marvel Snap deck that's going to pull its win condition like 100% of the time. That'd be broken. On the plus side, since it puts a guy on the board for free at the game start, as long as your opponent isn't playing Sam Wilson, you will have priority, which allows you to dodge cards like Red Guardian, Cosmo, and all that other junk. But, I mean, overall, all the cards are solid on their own. So, again, if you're going to spend money on this game, the only time I'd recommend spending money is on the Season Pass. Is too much benefit, honestly, in my opinion. I'm not sponsored unless Marvel Snap wants to, and then use my code on the web shop, baby. I'm just...
Stop it.
And now the next card I'm going to be looking at is the first Spotlight Cash card of this month, being Joaquin Torres, or aka Falcon Numero Deuce. He's a 3/4 ongoing card, which has the ongoing ability that all the on-reveals of your one-cost cards here happen twice. Off first impressions, he does look really good. A Wong, another copy of essentially Wong, is just insane. I remember Wong was like a really good, crazy card, like back a couple months, like, okay, maybe it was a little more. This is like, what, the second year of Marvel Snap? Like, everybody and their mama who has played this game has gotten dumpstered by Wong Mystique into some White Tiger or Black Panther Arnim Zola shenanicanery. Now, of course, he's not going to be as good as Wong, because Wong is every card and Joaquin is only for one costs. But I'm going to keep it with you. The one cost pool is insane. with notable really annoying cards like Iceman, Silver Sable, Korg, the Hood to just generate free demons. Not to mention support cards like Black Swan, whose activate ability makes all your 1-cost free, and Khazar to boost them up. Now in this list, I've chosen, at least in my opinion, the best 1-drops that you'd want to activate twice. We have Iceman, the Hood, and Silver Sable as our big 3 that we'd want to copy. Squirrel Girl, not necessarily as a card you'd want to activate multiple times, clogging your lanes. But, you know, it's to give the deck the ability to go wild, because we are running cards like Khazar, Blue Marble, and Mystique to try to buff them up. A good combo line I can see in this deck is dropping, you know, like, for example, Iceman and Silver Sable on turns 1 and 2, dropping Joaquin on turn 3, Falconing and Black Swanning on turn 4, and then activating Black Swan and then playing your 1-drops for free into the Joaquin Torres lane and getting their effects off twice, while also being able to drop one of your buffers like Khazar or Blue Marvel in the same turn, since Black Swan made all your 1-drops for free. And finally, we round off the list with cards like Beast, just in case we don't see Falcon, since his effect to make cards cost 1 less, to my knowledge, doesn't have the minimum 1, so you still get to play all your 1-drops for free into the Joaquin Torres lane after you bounce them back. The one noticeable flaw I can see in Joaquin Torres is that he's more of a win more card. While yes, on paper being able to do 1-drops like the Hood, Silver Sable, Iceman over again, by the time that you would do it over again, the game is already pretty much over, and your opponent has either drawn all the cards they needed to finish the game out, or they have retreated. While it's not a bad choice for your keys or your tokens, I don't think you should get this card. Even if you want to play Bounce, I think there are just better cards to run in Bounce. But overall, if you think you're going to have fun with the card, if you think you're going to play the card a lot, then go ahead and grab it. That is something that I probably should have been adding to my Spotlight reviews. This is a game, and you're meant to have fun with it, so if you think you're going to have fun with a certain card, who am I to tell you how to spend your resources? Now, the next Spotlight Cash card we're going to be looking at, which is the week after Joaquin Torres, is Thaddeus Thunderbolt Ra. He's a 2/2 with the ability that when your opponent ends a turn with unspent energy, you get to draw a card from your deck that has 10 or more power. Now, this, for the Big Boy / Scar deck, is, in my opinion, an incredible card. I mean, there isn't that much draw power in Marvel Snap to begin with, so not only is a card that not only punishes your opponent for not using all their energy, this draws you a card, and not just draws you a card, not like Adam Warlock records will draw you any card. This guy specifically draws you one of your 10 or more power cards with such heavy hitters like Sakaar, Red Hulk, shit like Cull Obsidian, Crossbones. I mean, I could list every 10 power plus card in the game, and this guy would be able to at least give you a bigger shot at tutoring them out. Now, the list I have here is very obviously going to change because there's a future Spotlight Cash card called Starbrand. So you're most likely going to add Starbrand from that future cash into this deck. But overall, this is pretty much a standard Surtur Sakaar list, just with adding Thunderbolt Ross to give you that extra consistency. If you like playing this deck, or if you want to play this deck and are going to plan on spinning on the future Starbrand / Sakaar Spotlight Cash, I would almost say that Thaddeus is worth it. This is going to make this deck so much more consistent and so much more broken, in my humble opinion. The next card we're going to be talking about is Red Wing. I almost said Red Hawk, but no, it's Red Wing. Red Wing is a 3/3 that has the effect that when you move him for the first time, you can add a card from your hand to his old location. Now, that's his new current effect. His original effect was to bounce back a 1-cost at his location and to give it +2 power, because it was very clearly supposed to work with Joaquin Torres. Now, if it did still work with Joaquin Torres, it would have been another option. It would have been a cool one and done, like a cool 2-week combo. But right now, its literally only purpose is to cheat out, like, what, Infinite or Magneto, I guess? Like, it's a 3-cost. Why would you even, like, playing, I mean, I don't know, maybe playing a Magneto turn 4, why would you want to play an Infinite turn 4, like, just get open to Shang-Chi earlier during the game instead of, like, making your opponent guess midway through the game? Not to mention, I don't know if this is the first time it moves in, like, period, or first time it moves for the turn. I'm assuming it's for the turn, because if this card only works once, this card is ass. This card is, like, actually beyond ass. So for this build, I put some of the cards you would want to cheat out with the ability, like Infinite, Giganto, and Red Hulk. But I kind of built this deck like a Storm Legion War Machine kind of lockdown deck with some movement cards like Iron Fist, Ghost Spider, and Madam Web to move the Red Wings so you can actually trigger its ability. Other than that, I can't really think of any other deck to put it in. Do I think it's worth it? No, I think this one should just be an absolute skip. I don't even think, like, this card should immediately drop to, like, Series 4, honestly. Like, I don't know. You know, the game could prove me wrong. Maybe there's gonna be a broken deck that it's like, oh, dude, he's Red Wing. He's doing Red Wing things, dude. Look at him go. And the last and final card we're going to be looking at today is Diamondback. She is a 3/3 with the ongoing effect that enemy cards here afflicted with negative power have an additional -2 power. She is a support card for the Affliction deck type, very similar to cards like US Agent and Man-Thing. However, unlike those two cards, she is not cost restricted at all. It's just enemy cards here that have been afflicted, they gain another additional -2 power. She's going to be pretty much an easily slidable card into the deck, it giving the deck a alternate win condition that isn't just relying on Malekith to hit Hazmat. You still probably would run Malekith because it's such a good card, but just, again, it being there, giving you more win condition is always good. I also do have to mention that there is a new card coming out in the new game mode that we're going to have a separate video about called Laffy. It is also an Affliction card, and that with Diamondback also makes a pretty good combo, but we're going to get to that video when we get to that video. For now, I think if you do spin on Diamondback and slide her into an Affliction deck like the one I have on screen, you're going to do well. Affliction is a good deck. Spin if you like playing Affliction, or if you think she's hot. With that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know in the comment section below, are you going to spin on any of these cards? And or if you bought the season pass, and let me know what decks you're going to be playing all these cards in. Me personally, I'm very excited for Thaddeus and Diamondback. Those are the main two that I'm going to be trying to spin for. But, you know, all that YouTube stuff, like, comment down below, do all that jizz jazz. Until next time, it's been your boy Yazi TCG.